frozen.
Oh, I was gonna pull up OBS on here.
Theoretically, we should be live. I would love everybody to let me know if you can see and hear me, or if you can only do one or the other.
And I will let you know in a moment if. Well, it says we're live.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt that we're live. What I doubt is that it's actually getting a live stream from me.
Both, yes, I can hear, but the screen is frozen.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of.
And a carpet. That's just me. That's just me.
Yeah,
I'll get there in a second.
I was afraid of this. I mean, it's delightful that people can hear us, but yeah,
Ooh, so okay, so I'm like real time. You're frozen, but I'm not. Like I'm seeing myself on YouTube. And
trying that. Just reloaded the camera.
oh my God, you moved. You moved.
All right. Well, we're just gonna count our chickens, because you know what they say. You count them before they hatch, otherwise they get away. So welcome to the epic 8th season of LangTime Studio. Thank you all for being here. You've hit us at quite a point. We have recently come back from KopiCon 2, our unexpected follow-up to KopiCon, which itself was unexpected. But I mean, we've done it twice now. We know we've learned a lot. We know we can do it. And so no mysteries, no surprises. We're aiming for KopiCon 3. I believe I'm frozen again. Let me know if
You're moving slowly.
Yeah. Let me know if the audio cut out or froze for a little bit, or if it was just the video. Because we're both kind of freezy. I'm not really surprised. I'm glad the audio is fine. We're at a kind of in-between stage. Just before KopiCon, they released a new Mac operating system, which we both upgraded to. Jesse this year got a brand new computer. Seems to be running well. My older computer seems to not appreciate the new operating system. And so it just starts freezing periodically, frankly, no matter what I'm doing, no matter how many things are open or closed. And so if it's freezing to this extent, I think it's fine. It's not ideal, it's fine for the stream. And so we'll stick with it for today. But I do have a new computer on the way, and maybe next week we'll run the stream off of your laptop. Maybe that'll be a little better. Anyway.
Also, though,
yeah.
I think it would be helpful if you weren't trying to upload. So isn't that what you're doing? You're trying to upload something?
Oh, that part is done now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've frozen again.
While you're frozen,
mm-hmm.
do you wanna check your text messages?
Yeah. Oh, that is even cuter than I thought it was going to be.
So then you can cut, square head from that. David needed a bat icon for the new document, and that's why I was like, at the beginning you didn't see my face because I was finishing the illustration.
But this is going to be our new little Batsy. That'll be in the document as a thank you to patrons for supporting us. I'll get that in there before we produce the new document. Oh yeah. First, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who and to those who presented. What's the matter?
Realize I left my water over yonder.
Yeah.
But thank you. Yes, I'm wearing my official CopyCon shirt, as is David.
That's right. Woohoo! It was honestly a tremendous success, which is not something that we could say at the end of CopyCon 1. CopyCon 1 was an amazing experience for those that were there, but it was marred by some significant technical issues. This one, while it may not have gone flawlessly, it went as close to flawlessly as we could have hoped. It went so well. And that's thanks to everybody. Thanks to the presenters, Jake, Karras, Bib, and Jesse. And also thanks to those who supported us in putting it together from the University of Edinburgh. So that was my friend Hannah Rhoda, my new friend Stefano Carota, and of course our own presenter slash behind the scenes helper, Karras, because Karras is also, he's a postdoc at the University of Edinburgh. And he too was really instrumental in helping us get it off the ground. Also in helping us put out the live stream of the relay the day before. Karras got us that room. That was fantastic. And that also went very well. So a couple things. I was hoping to have this done before the stream. But sometime today, I have already gotten all of the CopyCon talks individuated and uploaded on our channel. The last bit was I spliced in the audio of the song that didn't play over Zoom onto my talk, so that is the last thing that was uploading. I thought it would go a lot faster than it did, given how fast the other ones went. Anyway, so you can look forward to that. I've also just got a video of just the song, and I'm trying to decide if I should upload that to MySpace or to the CopyCon channel, since it was, I don't know. I'll think about it. Anyway, so big thank you there, and also one more thank you. A big thank you to Madeline James of Madeline James World Building. Madeline, attended, and that was fantastic, but Madeline was also really instrumental in helping us to set up a lot of the social things in Edinburgh, both during and around CopyCon, and kind of helping get people where they needed to be, helped with communication. She's exactly the type of person that you need for an event like this, especially when you have two people who are both organizing the event and presenting, and also in a country that's not their own. So big thank you. Everybody worked together to make it something that was truly special, and we're so grateful.
Yay!
Okie doke. So, with that out of the way, let us move on to the business of the day, which is our brand new language. And to that end, we want to start. Here we go.
And you're resaving the document, right? Because it's not yet in the LangTime Studio languages folder. And so I don't know if you're just in the template document.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't put it in the LangTime Studio. It's in the main folder. I forgot to drag it. The document is just called Bat Language.
Oh, okay.
So you can open that up. But where
I was looking in the LangTime folder. I was like, oh no, I hope David's not going to save all this work in the template, whatever we do today.
But where we want to start is, of course, with the season 8 poll. And so
I'm a little scared. I think I know the result, but yeah.
So we decided, and we both agreed to this. I asked Jesse, I laid out the options. We both agreed to this.
You're setting this up. I'm scared.
I know. And so we decided to ask our patrons what one feature they would like to have in the bat language. There are 3 popular features that have received kind of the short shrift in our first 7 languages, sometimes with the explicit intention of killing them. But we came up with these 3, and so we just thought, hey, let's just, there wasn't, any separating out of the levels. It was just everybody, what do you want? So we gave you 3 options. Number 1 was uvular consonants. We have one language that has uvular consonants. Some might remember none, but no, there's one. There is a uvular trill in Sarkisier, and that is, of the 7 languages, that's the only language that has a uvular consonant. So for this, we were going to say we can do a uvular series, probably at least kha, maybe a ra, maybe a ha, I don't know. So that was option 1, uvular consonants. Option 2, central vowels, a very popular one that comes up all the time. The old central vowels like and I guess and the whole gamut. We were going to promise to have 1, probably 2 of those in the modern language. They feature frequently in the proto-language for the sole purpose of being killed, right? Mm-hmm. Which is very useful. But we were going to promise to have central vowels in the modern language. All right, so that was option B.
And technically, we do have hachaf with its central ugh.
Yeah, hachaf has No, I think that's it, right? Is that it?
Because I feel like tapachla may, but I also feel like I always get the vowels wrong anyway. It doesn't have the high central e.
No,
okay.
It doesn't. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was option B. Option C, very popular, once it was mentioned that we would be doing a bat language, is clicks, because bats use clicks for echolocation. And so clicks was an option. We would have a minimum of 2, and we would discuss what would happen there. Or an option that was suggested to us that we include in a number of polls was just Jessie's choice. Jessie gets to choose which one she likes. So I thought this was going to be a contentious poll. And I think it was a fairly contentious poll about 3 minutes, into its lifespan.
Well, I feel like there was discussion going on, and I'm going to do my best in future seasons not to punish those who said don't vote for uvulars or central vowels. We'll get them eventually. I'm going to do my best not to punish those people claiming that, because I promise you I can make a lot of languages without either.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So the results are in. In second place was Jessie's choice.
Hey.
Yes, that's nice.
I got some votes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, you got a number of votes, and yeah, there was after the initial.
Turkey sloth.
Hey, turkey sloth. Turkey sloth saying I'd have voted for clicks. But you never know. So, like I said, Jessie's choice was second. There was a clear winner. Even though it wasn't clear in the first 3 minutes, I think since with Patreon polls, you can actually change your vote after voting. I think there might have been a little bit of discussion.
100%, because
a little bit of collusion.
I saw people literally saying you can change your vote, and someone responded, "Oh, thanks, I just did." So no, like I know.
Yeah, the winner by a wide margin was clicks.
Mm-hmm.
C.
Mm-hmm. I'm all about paralinguistic clicks. But,
so turkey sloth, don't worry that you didn't vote.
And you don't get to know what my choice would have been.
Yeah,
You didn't choose me.
that's right. It's Jesse's prerogative. It's either Jesse's choice or Jesse's prerogative, and you voted for Jesse's prerogative.
All right.
All right. So, yeah, let's... we're doing clicks. All right. So...
I want to say, like, how many languages have you created with clicks in them?
I have created...
I know my answer.
Yeah.
My answer is 0.
I have created at least 2.
Okay.
There might have been 3. I don't remember about one of those languages, but I have created at least 2. And then there are sketches that would expand that to 3. One sketch we can't discuss yet. You
Right.
remember? Yeah. And I think there was one more like that.
But I also know the reasoning behind some of those. I feel you, Jake. I feel like that's how a lot of these go. Yeah, it's I think it's difficult. Clicks are very rare in language for a reason. We do have a good reason to include them here, so I'm not arguing it. If this had been a vote for like the dog or the fox language or beavers or whatever, I'd have been like, no. Bats at least have a reason. But yeah. I'm interested in seeing how you work with this. The foxes were my season, so I got to make some decision. So this is now your season. It's not that we actually have seasons, hence
Right.
the air quotes, but like this is you, David.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing what you do.
We trade off having our names first on the document. And in some cases, I think it's seen as a privilege. In this case, I think it's seen more as a punishment.
Yes.
But let's talk a bit about clicks. In the meantime, as I do this, I would love for Bibleridian, if he's present, to talk a little bit about the function of clicks in echolocation with bats. If I'd been thinking about this a bit more, especially since we still have the paid Zoom, we could have actually had Bibleridian on to talk about this. But
I do remember also he said something about their nasal cavity being quite
Yeah.
cavernous, and so they may have more nasals and nasal distinction than perhaps others.
This reminds me of what's that funky white whale that has the big thing, but it's kind of like a dolphin?
So not a narwhal.
No. It's white, and it looks like it has a big bump on its head.
Oh, I have no idea. I do have an image conjured, but no idea.
Beluga. Thank you, Karis. The beluga whale. That cavity is used for echolocation for the beluga whale as well. The idea is that it bounces around in there some point.
Yeah.
Bless you, all you belugas.
I did see that there was a video, and I think it was shared on our Discord. So correct me if I'm wrong. Otherwise, I don't remember where I saw this video other than I was, on social media. But that because with the improvement of cameras, they're able to better record the movements of bats even in the dark. And whereas previous beliefs had been that they use echolocation quite precisely, these cameras are catching them that they actually run into each other quite often. And so it's not perfect. And it's just like, it's so cute to me thinking of these little bats kind of crashing into each other, shaking it off and flying off. But it happened so quickly that older cameras never caught it. And so it'll be good.
I said, hey, Laguna Langs, type something in chat. I just noticed they weren't a moderator on that account, and so now they are. Bibleridian says, so apparently I misremembered how common nasal echolocation is. Turns out most bats are oral echolocators.
So no crazy nasals except for our nasal duck.
Well, we'll see.
Dissimulation, though. That's dissimulation.
By the way, I was a little sad that the whole bats being blind thing was actually just what do you call it, like a folk tale, because I had planned on that being a feature of the bats in Sovala, that a lot of the like when you lose a turn, it's usually based on, or the theory is that it's based on being temporarily blinded. So I was going to make it so the bats could not be stunned and lose a turn.
Okay, question.
Yep.
Because bats are nocturnal, if they were forced to be out and about during the day to flip their sleep schedule, would their eyes actually be worse in the daylight because so much of how they see is based on seeing in the dark?
That's a question for Biblaridian,
And
who's
so,
here.
would they actually have poorer vision in the daylight? And if so, could we play with that?
Yeah, Biblaridian also mentions that sometimes bats can accidentally jam each other's echolocation, and I'm gathering, you can tell me if I'm wrong, that means there's just too much noise,
And
right?
therefore, they're responding to the wrong
It's, in other words,
things bouncing back.
you know, it's like if you had a language based on jelly beans and you just had too many in your mouth and the flavors overwhelmed each other. Yeah.
And you couldn't taste, yeah.
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 Yeah. And so I really do want to wait on that because, of course, when it comes to the biology of these animals, obviously we stay on the loosier goosier side. But you know, every so often, if there's something fun biologically that can be incorporated into the language, we do, as long as it doesn't, you know, interrupt things too much.
And Karis is saying the opossums had bad vision, and that was integral to the development of their writing system, right? And I do remember that because it was originally a tactile writing system, correct?
The possums,
Possums, yeah.
Yeah.
And Miles is saying, like, is there a difference between the blindness between bats and possums and for nocturnal animals also? Because I would think that if your eyes were sort of like evolved to see better at night, in the daytime it would almost be too much light and sort of like overwhelming the rods and the cones and the input and everything. And so, like, I feel like you could have poorer vision in the same way that, you know, when we go out at night, it not only takes a while for our eyes to adjust, but it never gets great. It just, you know, lets us see more than we otherwise could.
Yeah. Anyway, well, I imagine, by the way, that Biblaridian is actually just furiously researching right now. But in the meantime, I wanted to talk a little bit about clicks, the phonetics of them, the phonology of them, and kind of the history of them. So the, I guess, interpretation of clicks has changed over the years. Jesse is correct in that they're clicks used as a part of a linguistic system, in other words, a part of the phonology, is rare, and it is almost exclusively reserved to Southern Africa.
Yeah.
And if you look at Bantu doesn't have clicks in it.
Right.
They borrowed these clicks in. And I think partly because they're cool, you know. and when I say that, I don't mean it objectively. It's just like, if you're surrounded by all these languages and they're doing that, it just seems neat. And basically, once you get the hang of it, it's not a big deal to borrow in words or to kind of feel like they should belong in other words. Okay.
Okay, going again now.
By the way, when it's frozen, I'm hoping, is it just the video or is it video and audio?
That one may have been both because I actually saw the wheel spinning on my YouTube. And so, yeah, better now.
Yeah, video and
Yeah, that one was a big freeze. Because it froze for me too, which tells me it was something in our internet this time, not your computer.
okay.
This time. Before it was definitely your computer.
Yeah. So if you would, you know what, I should just find this.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking up. I'm going to find something on the internet and then show it on the screen.
Turkey Sloth says we could throw a bone to the nasal echolocating bats with a voiceless nasal or two in the proto-lang. We could still have some fun with a lot of nasals, especially as we use them as disambiguating things.
Okay. I've pulled up the phonology of a famous language. So these languages, or these are a series of languages, related languages. They're now referred to as ta. Used to be, what do we got here? Oh, I can't pronounce that. It's nasalized? The vowel's nasalized? Dang. Why does only the first one have? Oh, and it's also a tone. So that's something like whole. Anyway, that language, those languages, are famous for having a very large number of clicks. And in terms of how you analyze this, I want to show this chart because this is kind of what I feel like is the predominant view, which I take issue with. So you see that this particular language, because this Wikipedia page is for a language family, not a specific language, has separated out the consonant chart into the non-click consonants up here, of which there are many, by the way. I mean, this is fairly Caucasian in terms of like the Georgian and so on. If you look at it, it's pretty wild. And already, I think we should see that there are some controversial choices in here, such as pre-voiced ejectives. I'm not sure what that means, especially since the voiced consonants are presented as voiceless. Anyway, and then what happens is there's a second IPA chart that introduces the click consonants. And they go on and on and on. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 rows of clicks. So it's basically 17 times 5 minus 2. So what is that? 34 plus 34 is 68, plus 17 is 85, minus 2, 83. Is that right?
I have no idea. I was confused why 34 made it in.
17 times 2 is 34. 34 times 2 is 68.
We do math very differently.
Yeah. So I think it's 83.
Wow.
Is that right?
I feel like you learned we learned the memorization method.
Yeah.
We were still in the 50s pedagogy.
Yeah, and so yeah, this language is claimed to have 83 phonological clicks.
Is this the language though where they also claim that, like, there are people who claim that this, I can't see the name of the language, but there are people who claim like there's over 180 consonants.
Yeah, and 83 of those are clicks.
Okay.
Yep. And
yeah, like I said, I couldn't see, like I can't see the screen.
Sure. And the difference between these is that voiced velar G throughout the hold of the click. So in other words, using the bilabial, this would be something like versus.
Oh God, that hurt watching. Like,
Wow.
Didn't that hurt?
No.
Like it looked like this was stressed. Like you stressed the vocal cords.
I was trying really hard to like hold a voiced stop before I did that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. So, and then there's various others of these like this where things are happening before and after and all that. This is definitely one way of analyzing this phenomenon. Another way of analyzing this phenomenon is that there are 5 clicks in this language: bilabial, dental, lateral, alveolar, and palatal, and that they occur in essentially consonant clusters.
But babe, isn't it so much more fun to have 83 of them?
It kind of is. Just you know.
Let's say at Copicon, both Karis and Bibleridian had a masterclass demonstration of how you can have a small number of phonemes and then everything else. Allophones. Allophony, I want to say. Can we say that? Can we say allophony? Allophony? Allophony. How do you do that if you add a Y to allophone?
Allophone high, honey. Allophone high.
I even know that's wrong. But yeah, so that is, I think, one of the hardest part. And like, anytime I would have students, looking at language descriptions just to get a sense of, sounds and ways that they could be organized, it's always so difficult to know if the scholar is writing about phones or phonemes.
Yeah.
Which for total phones, fine. But in terms of phonemes, much different. And so it's like comparing apples to oranges as you try to figure out like what are the sound systems from this language to this language, and then you find out this scholar is reporting it with all the allophones, and this other scholar is reporting only the phonemes, and it's really difficult.
Yeah. You know what? It occurred to me because somebody mentioned that they can't distinguish dental and alveolar clicks. It's, by the way, funny to me, Nemo, given that Hindi is very, very happy with distinguishing dental and retroflex, but you do get alveolar in clusters because the S is alveolar. Anyway, but
also, Jonathan has corrected me. Allophony is how it's said.
Yeah. Hold on a sec. Bibleridian says, having looked up a bunch of Canadian bat species, it looks like pretty much all of them have vision that works best in low light conditions. So yeah, they probably wouldn't like bright sunlight. Huh.
So I can draw them instead of with just regular glasses, with little sunglasses.
Yes, but I was thinking like your goggles. I mean,
yes,
they should all be wearing goggles. Gosh, there's so much I want to get into about the bats. But okay, first, I want to demonstrate all of these clicks personally, and I think once you hear them, you will agree that they're fairly distinct, actually. All right, so the bilabial click, that's the double lip slap, which is, it's like when you're imitating, a kiss or something. Another way is like, but that's like a different style of it. Anyway, so that's the bilabial. The dental is the one that goes, all right. The tongue is right next to it. It makes a little, sound. The lateral is the one that comes out of the sides of the mouth. This is the horse urging on click. Okay. Whereas the alveolar one, that's the clock one. So if you think about dental versus alveolar, they sound pretty different. To me, they sound more different than a dental and alveolar stop.
Now, the alveolar is...
Slightly retroflex, yes.
That sounds different. I thought it was like the tisk tisk is the alveolar.
No, that's a dental.
Versus, which is actually an ingression. Like, you've got to suck in air. Like, that to me is more of like, because your tongue sticks before it releases versus like everything else, it doesn't stick first.
Anyway, to finish up, the palatal is hard for me to distinguish from dental. So lateral is over here, right? Mm-hmm. Palatal is like the whole tongue. Let me see about that. Yeah, it's the Q in Hosa, and so that's like that.
Okay. Thank you, Lavuna.
Oh.
I just say Lavuna is indeed why.
It always amazes me how cats look at you when you're trying to get their attention in any way. It's like, anyway, so, all right, so regarding these clicks, by the way that a click is produced, right, is you have to make a closure at the back of your mouth, and it doesn't really matter if it's at the velum or at the uvula. And I'll show you, I'll try to demonstrate for you the difference. So this is velar. This is uvular. Sorry. Did you see that? Nobody saw it. They're very, very, very similar. They're only technically different. There's no language on earth that distinguishes a velar rear closure from a uvular rear closure or anywhere in between. They're just simply not different enough.
I think our pictures got frozen.
Okay.
But I had a cute smile until it moved again. There we go. It's moving.
Yeah. So the whole idea with these is that you make the rear closure, and then the front of the tongue makes a closure somewhere else. During this closure, right, you have essentially a pocket of air in between the rear and forward articulation. So for this one, right, imagine making a T, or like a kind of a retroflex T actually. Okay, hold your tongue in that position. Bring the back of your tongue up to either your velum or your uvular, somewhere in between. Hold those and kind of suck the air into that space between the rear and forward articulation. This results in the buildup of pressure inside of there. Now here's the crucial thing. You have to release the forward articulation to get the nice popping click. You actually can release the rear one. Go ahead. It shoots a click into your lungs, and it doesn't make very much noise. That's it. Could you hear that?
Yes.
Yeah.
But that just sounds very unfortunate to be shooting clicks into your lungs.
Oh, they love it. But yeah, so anybody can do that. And if it's quiet, you can kind of hear it. That was my foot. So
Oh, I know. Oh, were you telling them at home?
Yeah, and notice the rear click. It is pretty much only velar or uvular, and that's actually where the place of articulation would be. I don't know if you can make a more forward one if you make the closure at the lips. Let me try. Yeah, actually you can. You don't need the back of the tongue at all.
How many clicks do we minimally need in this language to
2.
count? Okay.
2. Anyway, so the obviously clicks are quite loud, which is why they actually make good speech sounds, and of course the ingressive click is very quiet, which is why it makes a poor speech sound. Anyway, that's kind of how clicks work. There's a bit more phonetics and phonology that goes into actually incorporating them into a language. Some of the highlights is that vowels can change after clicks. Depending on your analysis, clicks can never occur in consonant clusters, or they do all the time. And no natural language has ever put a click in coda position.
Really?
Yeah. So you can have but not man.
That's interesting to me.
Yeah. Frankly, it's because I just don't think they flow. It's because they just kind of, it sounds like an afterthought. It sounds like you made a word and then just threw a click in. They don't flow into the thing.
Punctuation.
Yeah. Anyway, so wanted to show you that. So that's on clicks. Now for the bats, I did want to mention just a couple of things about their background. So
Their background.
yeah, there we go. So we have all the animals of Savella. The bats are, frankly, I always imagine them with little goggles and little jackets.
Well, I didn't draw goggles in that one, so now like I need to draw.
Oh, it's fine.
But a jacket is hard. Where are their wings going?
They have wing holes.
Right, so it's no longer a jacket, really. It's a vest.
I suppose so.
And so
Yeah.
that's why I drew this one in a tank
Oh my
top,
God.
because it's like, what do you do with these? You know, like, do
Okay.
you have these giant sleeves that
Okay,
try
Jonathan.
to cover wings?
Okay, Jonathan, this is your new task. Draw a bat jacket so that it just the little arms on the end are coming out. I want to see it. Okay, for those who have played the game and know a little bit about the lore, there are magic exists in this game, and there is essentially kind of like light magic. No, that was a poor term because light magic is also a thing. There is what's a synonym for? Let's call it soft magic. There's soft magic. There we go. Soft magic is practiced by things like bards, for example, or chefs that we're going to see coming up, the dancers. They don't cast spells per se, but magic is kind of imbued in what they are already doing. So anybody can sing, but bards have kind of unwittingly found a way to imbue their songs with magic that achieves some sort of effect. That's soft magic. Then there's hard magic. Hard magic in the game is divided into 6 families, or like realms, shall we say, and it's based on the level of light involved. So the one obviously with the most involved is light magic. These are the solomancers. They work with light magic, and then it kind of goes in a hexagonal wheel around. So you go from the most light to next less, and these are the pyromancers who deal with plasma. Below that are the aeromancers who deal in air magic. Then there is the liquid magic users, the hydromancers. After that, the solid magic, which is the geomancers. And then finally, the kind of opposite of light is the dark magic users, the umbrancers, and then it goes back to light. So that's how the entire hexagonal system works. In the version of the game that we have right now, we have the umbrancers and solomancers, the pyromancers and the geomancers. We had yet to introduce the aeromancers and the hydromancers. The bats were going to be the aeromancer class, air magic, which makes sense because they fly. And then the river otters were going to introduce the hydromancer class, and they are actually going to be able to swim. That's going to be their kind of kingdom ability. Ooh, what do we got here? Oh, you got to show that to everybody.
Oh, wait, make sure I... Okay. David, can you see on the camera, like in my...
Over this way, a little bit.
This way?
Yeah, there you go. Oh, and more forward a little bit.
Good.
Oh, it's frozen. Yeah, and then a little bit more this way. Now he's flying.
Okay.
Wonderful. Okay. Okay, so then that's kind of like where the bats sit in this universe. They're going to be the aeromancer class. They're going to be fast. They're going to move a lot. And they're going to use the air spells, which are really cool because their primary function is to push people around, which I enjoy. And so a lot of the way this works, or the game works, is that you choose classes in order for synergy, for example. And sometimes the synergy works better when animals are working together. So, for example, you could imagine the bat class working together with the opossums. The opossums have a lot of trap layers. They go around and lay traps. Then the bats push people into the traps. It works very well. Anyway, So that is kind of the background for the bats. Other than that, in terms of their actual like culture, we're going to build that as we go along. But first, of course, we're going to start with the language, which we're actually going to get into at the 45-minute mark. We can do it.
I don't even know where to start.
I know, beach balling. So sorry. All right. And then this is where we're going to start, right with the phonology here. And I wanted to also mention one other thing. We have a kind of guiding principle brought to us by none other than the famous Madeline James from Madeline James Writes and Madeline James World Building. She kind of gifted us a phonological direction for this language unwittingly when she uttered the phrase, "No group death at KobeCon." And I abbreviated this in a with what do you call it? Emojis. Came out to this, and we kind of liked it as a word, and so we came up with the idea of what if there was prenasalized stops, and what if there was dissimilation when the prenasalized stops when the nasals came down. Anyway, so that's just somewhere to start. That plus clicks. So. Oh, yeah, actually, George Corley from the Conlangery podcast, and also from Tongues and Runes, which streams every Saturday at 6 a.m., put forth a really good guiding question that we should think about.
How to pronounce clicogenesis.
Sorry. And also, there is one more thing. I guess it's opossums, turkey sloth, but you know.
Oh, we actually did all this research, and like technically speaking, I believe the O variant is typically more standardized, more used for American
yeah.
possums versus the kinds of possums found in Australia and other areas where that's typically without the O, and there's actually, I guess, some sort of difference. I don't remember now. However, in American English, we don't actually say opossum. We do on this stream just because we enjoy it. But generally speaking, even if it's spelled with an O, it's just possum. And so
yeah,
even the O of the opossum world tends to get dropped.
Yeah. I also wanted to mention just really quick before getting into it is that Let's Have a Booba streams every Tuesday at 1:30, and in particular, 1:30 p.m. Pacific, on Tuesdays. In particular, they've just started a new season. So brand.
Yes. No, 2 days ago when we couldn't watch because we were on a plane. And we can't watch the next episode because we're going to be presenting. We're going to be at a university on Tuesday.
We will be
doing presentations.
Yeah.
And so like we won't get to tune into this season live until the episode after that.
Jake mentions now Let's Have a Booba and LTS are racing. This is true. I think this is the first time ever that we have started in the same week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Who's gonna see in conlanging, the one who wins the race takes the longest. Because obviously you're adding in more features. So how long can we stretch out these seasons?
Yeah. All right. So I think that before we even get to the question that George asked, which is whether the clicks are going to be proto or whether they're going to be evolved, we need to ask ourselves which clicks we can pronounce.
Does it really matter, David?
So Mosa has 3. It's got.
Okay.
All right. But, I think there's a possibility for, if we want it.
It doesn't feel very batty.
Doesn't feel very batty, no. Does that feel batty?
The lateral feels batty to me, yes. And, yeah.
Okay, lateral. What about,
Definitely.
and what about, yeah.
Like like that sound.
Yeah.
I don't associate it with bats.
Honestly,
But definitely.
I kind of feel the same way. So let's settle on that. We're aiming for and okay. Now, gosh, this is sorry. George has asked a really good question about whether they're going to be proto or not. So when we had this idea that bats use nasal echolocation, already in a sense chimed in and said for the species found in Canada, which is most relevant for us since our area is going to be Canada, surrounding kind of north of Toronto. They don't. So like one strategy I thought of is that there are nasalized clicks that I put forth an evolutionary theory for in my language, Njama. Njama has voiceless stops, prenasalized voiced stops, voiceless ejectives, and then it has nasal clicks. And the theory essentially was that the nasal clicks arose from pre-nasalized ejectives. So became...
That makes sense.
Yeah. We could do that and essentially only... Because like Njama has one series of clicks, and there's a reason for that. It's because of how they evolved. We could do that. We could do the exact same thing. That would also give us a little bit of a direction.
The magpie is also making a very good point.
Magpie. It seems like protoclicks would make sense because they're based on the bat's original anatomy before they got mutated. That is also a good point.
And so they're just using sounds that they were used to making and incorporating them right in.
Yeah. For me, it's easiest for me to do nasal clicks. And I think nasal clicks are lovely. It's a little bit easier because essentially the velum just, you need the closure, the rear closure of the velum, and then the velum just comes right down to accommodate that.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is open the nasal cavity. And this is why I feel like if I were to Romanize this sound, it would be NTCH. The TSK makes absolutely no sense at all. Oh,
I'm going to hate this romanization.
And that's why I always would pronounce those tisk, tisk, tisk and wonder, like, who says that? Why do they say that? I'm not saying that we're going to Romanize that way. I'm just saying that's how I would.
Okay. You do get to avoid that if you just make them proto. What you staring at, David?
So, I feel like there are a lot of suggestions in the comments. They identify the same problem that we have, but they're suggesting, in my mind, the opposite solution.
Because you're saying to,
in other words,
generate them.
If we, rather than saying they're proto, then we don't have to explain why there aren't others. And we can also a bit more carefully govern their phonotactics, because essentially we're working with the phonotactics of the original consonants.
Interesting. Yeah.
And so in my mind, that's easier. There are a number of suggestions here for making them proto, but then how do you explain which ones are in and which ones are out? In other words, how do you decide on the proto segments? Something I'm really not on board with is this kind of distinction between the voiced and voiceless click. I don't like that, and I don't want to deal with it.
Fair. You are the first name on this document, after all.
Apparently, the paper reading is saying, apparently some bat vocalizations are produced using the false vocal folds in the same way as throat singing. I don't know anything about false vocal folds, but throat singing, that's the one where essentially you're changing your tongue position to produce overtones. I can do it.
Are you going to do a demonstration? Is this happening?
Now, I haven't done it in a while, and it's very loud.
Oh God, I'm so curious to know what's about to happen. Turn your volume down just in case,
I can
folks.
give it a shot. I can give it a shot. Yeah, I've never tried this for you, or demonstrated this in front of you.
I'll remember once I hear it.
Okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. Giving this a shot. Okay, so basically you hold a tone and then you modify your tongue while you're doing it. So something like... Okay.
You can hold your breath a long time.
I'm not going to claim
That's
that I was doing it at all the time, but hopefully a few times you heard a little bit of the overtone. Obviously, there are people that are much better at it.
Wow.
But Artifacting is asking, any truth to the whole clicks can evolve from plosive clusters thing, e.g. KT becomes alveolar click. No idea, actually. No idea. Oh, nice.
Would watch again.
Yeah. And Mateus, I think that's probably the best description. Mateus said, I did hear it a little, yes. And I think that's probably about right. I'm not an expert at it. Those that are an expert at it are... like they control it to such an extent that they can actually, like, you can hear
they like
a little
harmonize
melody
with themselves.
And the way I described it to Meridian is that there is something that Mariah Carey is famous for called the whistle register. If you've ever listened to one of her songs, you can do it. She wasn't the first to do this in popular Western music, like for like a really mega star. Probably the first to really make a feature of it was David Lee Roth from Van Halen. However, the difference is that if you listen to David Lee Roth goes to the whistle register as kind of a flare thing. In other words, it just appears periodically. And it's kind of like a thing that, like, you know, kind of like doing a yell or something like that. He just throws it in as kind of like an affectation. Mariah Carey, on the other hand, actually controls her whistle register. Like, the songs are in a specific key because she is planning to hit that whistle register and modify it very specifically so that it is like, I guess... it'd be the difference between like using it alinguistically and using it linguistically, right? And so that's kind of the difference here. Like with the throat singing, I can sometimes get it and you can hear it a little bit, but those, the ones who can do it, they can actually make a song out of it. It's really worth looking into. Anyway.
So apparently we glitched out for a minute.
Yeah.
But what everyone heard was different, except it all got not at the beginning. Everything from nar 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 to nav nav nav, nach nach nach, nug nug nug. So apparently that's what we sounded like.
Oh, hang on. Throat singing and overtone singing are not synonyms, contrary to what is indicated by some dictionaries. I think I was doing overtone singing. Throat singing is that the chanting one? The isn't that pretty much the same thing? It's just where it is. Anyway, Jesse's got to look it up. But yeah, here let's go ahead and throw out the first poll of the season.
Okay, so overtone singing creates more than one pitch in the same breath, but throat singing involves guttural expressions of the voice.
Huh.
And so overtone singing involves manipulation of the vocal tract, while throat singing mostly involves the voice source.
Also activate your false. Where are the false chords artifacts, Ian?
Oh, so it's the resonances of the vocal tract in overtone singing that give people the perception of additional separate notes beyond what's being produced. And so harmonic overtones can be selectively amplified by changing the tract. Ooh.
Vestibular something.
However, many throat singing techniques include overtone singing. So it's like the two are not separate in terms of how they're done, really.
The vestibular fold.
Or how they're all put together, sorry. That's what I meant.
Closing narrow band of fibrous tissue. Immediately below the attachment of the epiglottis.
Oh, you put out a poll.
Yes, I did. Love your thoughts on it, too.
Catching up. So I had initially thought that proto stage made sense given the bats. However, then your arguments that, you know, and we could have reason for only having a limited set of clicks versus the range that they could make. I would imagine they would still also paralinguistically or extralinguistically use other clicks. And so why only have some of them be linguistic markers? And that to me gives a potential for the clicks for them in their minds were echolocation, and then language started developing, and then eventually it sort of bled over into, oh, this is kind of similar to what we're doing over here anyway, and so that kind of got imported in. But I think it could give I think it could give some fun possibilities for having like a word or an expression in the language that solely came out of their echolocation practices So you get more clicks, but it's not like it's in the rest of the language, in the same way that when an English speaker hears, like, they know, like, giddy up, let's go, or something, like they get an idea from it, or like they know somebody did something wrong, and it's like, so being able to kind of like incorporate some of those little things for like maybe the way they say sorry or excuse me is like this other click that's not even in the linguistic sources, but it's solely from like them using echolocation, and like when they get closer it's the sound that they associate. So anyway, I think that could be fun, and it would give reason for that if like they actually developed separately.
It reminds me actually of something, you have to learn different little things when you learn a language. And one of the things that we learned in Arabic is that there is a way of saying yes, that is. And to an English speaker, like an American, like I remember the first time that my teacher did that to me, I was like,
right?
What did I do? Oh.
So.
Wow.
Apparently.
Oh yeah, I know.
Apparently we're having all sorts of weird things. So yeah, next week we'll definitely stream off my computer, which we had mentioned doing this time, and then.
Yeah. Biblaridian says mouse-eared bats can have a vocal range of over 77 octaves. That's incomprehensible. Wow. Anyway, I literally, I don't know what else to do. I'm gonna try quitting Safari. No, I can't. That's
Save
where
you.
chat is. But I'm won over by your argument, Jesse. And so, since we are following the patron poll and including clicks, I feel like we can do a little subversion and overthrow this poll on the stream.
Well, the one on screen was just what's your opinion.
True.
At no point did we say you're getting it.
Anyway, so yeah, let's start to make some things. So we're gonna need adjectives, and we're gonna need prenasalized stops at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to make them dental for the time being.
Okay.
All right. And I think that we're going to stick with the idea, since we don't have a bilabial click, we're going to not have a bilabial adjective. In response to, we're making it harder on ourselves. What's funny is I think you froze. Yeah. Biblaridian is saying maybe it's just a typo in the paper he's reading. That would be a heck of a typo. Right? 77? Like, sorry, we meant 7 octaves, not 77. Okay. I mean, we don't need a these should be familiar sights to anyone who was here during Ingala. Jonathan doesn't like that the M is a different font, and then the superscript Ingma is as well, but it sure is. Yeah, it's like, but that's how it was in Ingala too. Huh. Well, good thing that they're not going to be surviving into the modern stage.
Right.
Yeah,
So
don't worry. Those will be proto.
do you want to go ahead and kill the central vowel section, David? Not even a proto.
Maybe we might need them. We might need them at the proto stage. So let's not go vowel silly yet. All right. So we've got that. We're doing lateral. And so I guess that's
Sorry, it's just really cute.
it's going to be the velar. That'll be the velar. The where the velar one goes. Okay. And then we do need these nasals. So let's do that. Just gonna kill the palatal column just for a moment. Just for a moment. We got angma. All right. By the way, I am so like keyed up to find out whether the paper Bib was reading was just a typo or not, because 7 octaves versus 77 octaves is so nuts. Like, I cannot wait. I'm so excited. All right.
What if a bat octave is a smaller range than a human octave? And really, an octave is just a note for them.
Yeah. I don't know. I've heard a lot of crazy things about shrimps, Jonathan.
I heard they can run on treadmills.
Remember, and then there's like the shrimp that like can, with a little snap, produce like more force than the sun.
Yeah. Is that the rainbow or the something shrimp?
It's either the rainbow shrimp or the mantis shrimp. And like there was the rainbow
Sonic shrimp
can see like hundreds of colors.
Oh, maybe that's it.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got that. Let's sounds powerful. Let's discuss fricatives.
Let's.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted the glottal stop in there as well.
I think it makes sense, and
Yeah.
we can do things with it.
The
We could
pistol
keep
shrimp.
it. We could do things. Pistol shrimp.
That's the
there.
one. Travis says if you start at 1 hertz, then 77 octaves above that is 151 sextillion hertz. Also,
Well, Biblioreading is saying reading on a little bit. It says 7 elsewhere in the paper.
Okay. It was 7. It was 7.
We all make mistakes.
Yeah,
I forgive
yeah.
that author.
All right. So
It's like putting an H where it doesn't belong.
I want to do. I like this idea of voicing being tied to nasality. Mostly. In this language.
Okay.
This leaves us with a very small number of consonants. So I would just love your opinion about where to go from here.
Well, obviously we need at least 20 vowels to overcompensate.
So like I'm feeling, for example, among other things, we could introduce aspirated stops and then have them fricate later on in certain environments. Or we can just have voiceless fricatives and introduce voicing later. I don't know, what's grabbing you? We've only got 10 consonants, so we need a few more, I think.
Sure. Is it controversial to say that bats don't feel very fricativey.
No.
Affricate, maybe.
Hmm.
Like a little TS in there.
Hmm. Would it be an adjective though?
To pay a little nod to our mice, who are the fellow rodentia of these bats.
Yeah, it's true. It's oh wait, no. Well, not like that. And then what do you think about that?
Wow, I just blew up chat. Bats are the flying mice of the world.
Bats are not rodents.
No.
And then you're saying bats are mammals? Are rodents not mammals?
Mice and rabbits, who are, I believe, both classified as rodents, are obviously not mammals.
No, they're not mammals. Bats are more closely related to horses and whales and cats and pangolins. But yeah, what do you feel about that?
What is that?
So, it is a velar affricate, adjective velar affricate.
Not great. But it could be a proto sound that we kill.
And if it were a proto sound that we killed, would there be a voiced version as well?
I don't even know. I don't even know how we're gonna kill it.
I was thinking just kind of like, you know, the bat noise, you know.
Okay,
All right, you like that?
go for it.
All right. But there doesn't need to be symmetry there. We don't have to have the that doesn't seem very battish.
But what about the click where the G is held out? Okay. We've added some more consonants, David.
Yeah, we have. Not necessarily. I almost want to do 3 clicks, but no. Move that over there, but no, forget it. All right, it's fine. Or should these just not be adjectives at all? Versus ta. No, it should be adjectives. Okay. All right. We'll leave it for there. We'll leave it like that. And no aspirated stops. No aspirated stops. Is that right?
No.
Okay.
Because you're shaking your head.
I don't know. I'm asking you.
No. If we need them, we can get them somehow.
All right. And approximates. Do we feel like bats can do a trill? or a tap?
Definitely a tap.
Definitely a tap. All right. All right. I think we can work with that. I think we can work with that.
Excellent.
You satisfied?
Yeah.
Chad is satisfied?
I'm going to say no.
No plane stops at the moment. No plane stops. The glottal stop is, I guess, technically a plane stop, but don't worry. This is the proto stage. We're gonna get them. We're gonna get them. I have ideas. But for the moment, let us celebrate having finished our consonants, our proto consonants, for the time being.
Thank you.
There we go.
By the way, I'm grateful that at CopyCon, not all the Kopiko were eaten, because then on the plane ride home, when I was so hungry, I ate them like a lunch.
She ate Kopiko for hunger.
One after the other. I was so hungry.
Cheers.
Listen, that's how cheap I am, because on the plane, a lot of airlines will give you snacks for free. Like, they'll just have snacks set up if you go visit the flight attendant station.
Yeah.
They'll literally have just little boxes of little grab and go snacks. And on this particular airline, it was like, if you want water, we're going to charge you in between meals. Mm-hmm. And at one point, they were only delivering coffee or tea, like not even water. Water wasn't even an option the second time around. Ugh. Anyway, go on, David. Just do your slogan.
Hungry? Grab a Kopiko. It satisfies.
Cinnamon liked them.
You were sadly mistaken. Okay. Let us talk about vowels. Friendly vowels. Oh, Kopiko. You always know what to do. Let's just start deleting some stuff here.
All right. Oh, right. We're live streaming. We should probably talk.
I know, but we do need to think. Oh, Jake, I know, but we decided not to. I'm kind of tempted to just go 3 vowels. E-I-U.
It was good enough for the squirrels.
And the beavers.
Are squirrels rodents? I'm going to start calling every small animal a rodent.
No, they're mammals.
No, that takes them out of the running. Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like 3 vowels.
All right.
And unless you feel like we need more.
I have gotten by with 3. The only thing is remembering. Sometimes I forget and try to create a system with more vowels. I try to create words that don't fit into the small vowel inventory of the protoforms. And so sometimes I forget that. But that is also another reason when I code Lexergy correctly, it is nice to have the proto inventory, and then you can check everything to make sure you're not violating the proto inventory before then, clearing it and letting all the changes occur. Because I have found that I sometimes accidentally try to create a root with an E or an O, and then it's nice to be reminded not to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So. Tinguish couldn't cope with Scotland's pure water. I had to return to my limescale-ridden tap slurry. That's what Tinguish says. If only Tinguish had tasted the water at our Airbnb. The water that, according to Bibleridian, has a bit of a tang.
Oh, just awful. Let's get rid of this palatable column just for the time being. Okay. All right. All right, Jess. It's time then to start looking at our sound changes. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete the tone there. We don't need that.
Yeah.
We don't need to worry about tone.
I'm going to make notes. I don't want to do it live just because it's going to take me a minute. But I am making notes for Lexergy. My goal is to have a Lexergy file started before next Thursday, so that way it all works. That is my goal. Are you laughing at me?
No, I was laughing at Magpie. Magpie made a good pun.
Oh, okay.
Well done, Magpie. All right. So I'm thinking we have a similar proto-phonotactic structure to Nudisu, but we get rid of that whole crazy, it's either a consonant or a vowel at the end of the syllable. That caused nothing but problems. It made so much sense at the time. But oh my goodness, saying that you can have, you could have MAT or you could have MAA, but you couldn't have MAAT was just, meant that.
We did that in Wokuthishu as well. Because you couldn't have a double vowel with a coda.
You're right, we did.
Mm-hmm.
So none of that. I also have an idea that nasal vowels can be a stage in this language, but not the end result.
Oh, okay. I like your evil laugh.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with contrasting I and ay. They're different enough. Okay. We don't usually write down the protophonotactics, but so maybe I'll just kind of make an informal note, jot down in my ledger, at my leisure. CVC and any combination thereof. And I shall put 2 lines underneath it. All right, there we go. All right, so.
Is that going to be real? So then I can make a note to have that into Lexergy as well, that's a well-formed syllable.
Yeah.
CVC, but it could be CVVC.
Well, essentially, it's like it could be VV, VVV, VVVV.
In one syllable?
No. Like syllables in a row could be like that.
No, I know, but in one syllable, could you get a diphthong followed by a coda?
Oh.
I mean, we need to discuss what diphthongs are. This is solely so I'm taking notes for what I'm going to need, so that way when we type protoforms into Lexergy, we get an error message if we make a mistake.
Yes. Let's say no.
Okay, so CVC, but no. However, we do diphthongs, which we haven't done yet, but that'll make it easy because it's easier just to call each a vowel.
CVC maximum.
Okay.
It means that we might have, for example, something like mai, mai, and mahi.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. So where to start?
Do you know that in Ishglin, one of the reasons I killed the word final S's was because I know how much you hate that high-pitched S that can be really prominent at the end of a word.
Mm-hmm.
And so I killed them and made them pull back. And so you don't say like tis, you say tish. And kind of pull back on it. And I did that for you.
Oh, bless you. That's so nice of you.
You're welcome.
Okay. We're eventually going to be producing clicks, which seems like they can have perhaps a couple of different sources, since we have these affricates, these ejective affricates.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be producing distinctive nasalization. And so, I think step 1. Well, actually, let's start here. Let's put together some forms, some theoretical forms, because let's just say for the time being, we have these. And we also have, oh, sorry, these would all be ejective. And of course they wouldn't be O's because that sound doesn't exist. Already on top of it. And then,
But again, hence the like proto checker. It does work nicely whenever I code it correctly.
okay. So for something like these first 3, I feel like we want assimilation to take place first. And I think assimilation should take place first because later we're going to introduce dissimilation. But like if this is, I feel like we don't want these to be distinct beyond the proto stage. Does that feel right to you?
We would assimilate before dissimilating. Yeah.
Either that. Sorry, I'm looking way ahead, and it's like, if coated nasals are going to lead to nasalization, then oh, this could be interesting. Because if clickification happens before nasalization, it could be the case that the only time that you have intervocalic clicks is when they came from these original heterogenic, the clusters. No, wait, but there's no prenasalized, so it doesn't matter. Never mind. I'm sorry. There's no prenasalized ejectives anyway, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Never mind. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, you stay grammar too, Miles. Okay. Now let's do it. Let's do it right off the bat. Let's get it going. Nasal assimilation. Oh, I don't know about that. Sorry, no, I don't think we need the comma there. Nasals assimilate in place to a following consonant. And let's go up to our thing here and make sure that this isn't going to cause us any problems. At this stage, no, it will not. Oh boy, we do have this whole voiceless nasal possibility. But no, at this stage, no. So when a glottal, when a nasal precedes a glottal consonant, no change takes place. All right. Let's just start right there. Okay. So now we have oh. Okay, now we have that. Okay, the next thing that has to happen let me think about that. Because it's the all right. And okay, yes. Oh.
Like, I'm afraid to take notes at any point because I feel like.
Oh boy. Oh.
There's a lot of O's happening.
Oh yeah. Dang it. We made a little mistakey.
We never do that though.
I know. So, if we are going to derive clicks from nasal ejective sequences, then there will never be a word that begins with a click. Which doesn't make a lot of sense because clicks are found predominantly at the beginning of words.
Mm.
Always at the beginning of syllables, often at the beginning of words.
Okay.
And there's no way to get a nasal ejective sequence at the beginning of a word. So we're going to need to find a way to make that happen.
Okay.
There are two ways that I can think of. One is deleting vowels in between nasals and the other things and consonants. The other is to delete vowels at the beginning of a word. And I feel like one is going to be easier than the other.
Okay. What's easier than the other? Well, what's the one that's easier than the other?
Deleting vowels in between words. Okay, so we're gonna have to. Dang it! We're gonna have to get all up. We're gonna have to get all up into stress, and maybe introduce schwa.
As a medial stage?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to. Can't you just have an unstressed vowel?
That might lead to too much reduction.
Okay.
Because what I'm thinking is, if we say stress is final, then if unstressed vowels get reduced, that means like almost everything is going to get lost.
Okay.
Oh boy. Yeah, of course. So Nemo mentions you can have a prefix that's not stressed and delete those, but the problem is then it like essentially clicks at the beginning of words are going to become morphologically marked, which we don't necessarily want. What we can do those is define in a much stronger way when those vowels can be deleted. So, for example, we have vowels that drop out in certain instances in Japanese, and those instances are high vowels in between voiceless consonants. And so it's really carefully controlled. And there are rules, by the way, if you're wondering, that it's like, what if there was like, some word that, was like K-I-S-U-T-U, because high vowels also drop out at the end of words after voiceless consonants. It's like, does that just come out as, all consonants? And the answer is no. It's a little bit like Finnish, which has a repair strategy. That's like, well, if you just get 3 vowels in a row, you lose the first one, right? It's same thing that happens in Japanese. So we can do that. That's why I suggested introducing the schwa, so that it's killed in very specific circumstances. We can also define the circumstances in which they're deleted with the consonants. So we know that it has to be nasal stop. So what we could do is invoke the sonority hierarchy and say that whatever vowel is lost, it must be between a consonant that is higher on the sonority hierarchy than what follows it. And so based on that, let's line up our consonants from the chart by sonority. Can you help me with that? By just going up to the thing and telling me what consonants we have.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, oh gosh. Pre-nasalized. B.
Least sonorous to most sonorous. So the least sonorous are going to be the ejectives.
So T, K.
Glottal stop.
And Okay. Yeah, TK and glottal stop. Now, the adjectives also include affricates, which are those in the same category, or do they go one step up the hierarchy?
Slightly more. So let's do the affricates next. We got
TS and KX.
okay.
Those are just the adjective ones.
Yeah. Next, the voiced stops.
Prenasalized.
Yeah, it does make things a little bit more complicated, but let's just roll with it.
B, D, G, and then one step up, DZ.
Oh shoot. Sorry, let me do it this way. Okay. MB, ND, Angma G. All right. Next is it was just NDZ, right? That's the only one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. After that, nasals.
M, N, Ingma.
M, N.
Where did you want to put H?
Where do fricates come? They come before nasals?
Yeah. Like, they're less sonorous than nasals.
They are?
Yeah.
Okay. Then that's H. And is that it?
Yeah.
Oh. Doot, doot, doot. H. Okay. All right. M and Angma, and then
And then we have that little tap.
little tap. Okay. All right. So nasal assimilation is now going to have to happen second, right? Because now we're going to need vowel deletion. We're going to start with just any old vowel, and then if that's not going to work, we'll figure it out. Okay, vowel goes to nothing in between consonant, consonant, vowel plus stress. Because at this stage, we're going to be looking at things that are maximally 2 syllables.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
And final stress, I'm guessing then.
Yes.
Okay. Final stress across the board or weighted? Because that could get, if you were looking for some vowel deletions, that would result in some places getting these clicks and others within more environments. You might be able to play with that. Because then the vowel would be deleted in 2 very similar protoforms, but like one has a coda on the second syllable and one has a coda on the first syllable. And, you know, you'd end up with the clicks in different places. Or not having click in one and having a click in the other.
Would that end up with click codas?
I don't know. I don't think so, but
No. So you're talking about just word final vowels getting deleted sometimes.
the unstressed vowel gets deleted before stress. And so that if we did straight up final stressed, then
Okay, no, I see
all
what you're
the
saying.
vowels would be deleted out of the
Right.
first syllable, whereas we could set up weighted where like 2 very similar protoforms, one would have no vowel deletion because the stressed vowel was first and therefore the second vowel is preserved versus the other way. So anyway, that's
Okay, so then, well, I guess this question is to you then. I just want to see what you like better. This is a protoform that would be stressed differently if we're doing totally word final stress versus weighted stress. Final stress, kantu, kantu.
They sound fine either way. My question is, the unstressed vowel dropping out would only happen if the consonants went in the correct direction of the sonority, right?
Yes.
So either which way, the vowel would be protected in the example that you chose,
Um,
because it would be going the wrong way.
yes.
It would have to be building. Decrease. More sonorous
Yeah.
followed by less sonorous.
Yes. I also was thinking of putting a prohibition on basically 3 consonants in a row. So, no tapahla. So that wasn't written in there, but we would write it in there somewhere.
In that case, it wouldn't save us anything, because if it were weight dependent, and the weight dependent, you would need to have a heavy syllable up front to pull the stress from the final syllable.
Mm-hmm.
That vowel would be protected anyway if you can't have 3 consonants in a row, because you can't delete it between onset, coda, onset. You wouldn't be able to delete that vowel anyway. So we
Yes.
would be saving nothing. So final stress is fine.
Okay. I just decided to see what people thought, just for the heck of it. And it looks like they actually prefer weighted stress.
I don't have enough evidence to, I don't have enough data to make a decision. And right now, I think it's enough to say this is where it gets deleted, and I want to have an open mind as we move forward and keep creating forms. If we need to change, right now, I'd be fine saying, you know what, final stress, but let's keep that weighted option in the bag. If we start hitting forms where we're not happy with how it's working out,
Sure.
we could revisit and modify, because right now, just with these examples,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, with these examples, it doesn't matter. My thought with the weighted stress was to give us some different forms where it would be deleted here but not there. But given the other limitations, that's not going to happen, so it isn't giving us anything to move stress around at this point.
One place where you'd see a difference is kantun, because there that pulls the stress, but of course it doesn't change it. I guess it's...
Then it would be 3 consonants, and you can't do that.
Yeah, katu. I'm sorry, katu. No, it has to be building. It has to be building. So... katu. Okay, here we go. Okay. Katu would theoretically become at this stage. Unless we want to classify those together.
It would make sense to classify those together.
In which case, I think you're going to like this one even less. Mbatu become mtu. Mtu.
Okay, so, sorry, I'm doing my glasses adjustments to make sure I'm looking through the correct portion at the screen, because I see better when I'm on the correct part of my vision correction. And I can't hear the difference between what you said, so I have to rely on what I'm seeing. Would that not turn into a click, or am I misthinking?
Not yet.
But eventually it would.
Maybe?
Because I thought there was something, I think I'm misremembering how we're getting clicks.
No, it's a nasal followed by that.
I mean, I would think a pre-nasalized voice stop before a voiceless ejective would change somewhat.
Yeah.
But
One way out of this is just to say that all the stops are the same, including the affricates. And so basically it's like H to any of these, M to any of these, R to any of these, R to M, M to H, R to H. That's actually kind of elegant and might give us voiceless nasals.
okay.
Yeah, we might be getting voiceless nasals in this, but yeah, like I kind of like this. I don't know how to notate it. Usually use plus to mean. Sometimes like plus conventionally means more, but here in notation it means this versus not that. Is greater sonority? I don't know. And then the question is any vowel or a certain vowel. Right now it's any vowel is deleted in an unstressed any unstressed vowel is deleted between two consonants where the second consonant is more sonorous than the first. In order for this to function correctly, there are 4 sonority classes at this stage of the language. Going from least sonorous to most, we have the stop class. And then we'll do this by place of articulation. So getting so close here. Yes?
I have a question for you. I don't know that it's helpful here.
Okay.
So I'm waiting for you to finish typing what you're working on before I completely side rail the discussion.
Nope. Oh no. Okay. And then good. Okay, that's all of those. Stop class, fricative class, nasal class, and approximate class. Okay.
So thinking about if there's a way that we want to reduce the amount of vowel deletion, would it be plausible to introduce a distinction whereby, like an oo, which has that rounding of the lips and therefore is very kind of lip forward
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
in the
yeah.
production would end up getting deleted after a lip forward consonant like a B. But the E vowel would not get deleted after a B because it's, B
Okay.
versus B, B, B.
Okay.
Like you can kind of like put those together. And then playing around with that same idea, like where the E vowel would feel like it most belongs, which might be...
Velars.
I was thinking velar as well, and like skipping over the little dental section altogether there. But the velars, where it's like li would, have potential deletion, but gu would not, because it's like it has to move forward and with more force, and so it kind of protects that vowel.
Only problem is that we are not going to be getting any environments that would give us the dental click. No, we would, wouldn't we? Because MT, so like N, like N vowel T would never reduce, but M-U-T would.
Yeah.
And AMA IT would. Oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
God, that's brilliant. I really like that. Oh my God, we're at 4:01. I don't know how exactly to write that up. Oh boy, that's a tough one. Okay, wait. Oh my God, this is terrible. All right. Okay. Just forgive me. Don't copy what I'm doing, anybody. This isn't good. Okay. Shit. Oh, wait. I'm sorry, I didn't say that. Okay, wait. Wait.
Yes.
Wait. Hold on.
Where's Miles?
Okay. And this means we don't need schwa. Okay. Okay, so not any unstressed vowel. An unstressed...
Labially different.
First, and the first consonant is labial. Similarly,
Yay!
okay, I'm really excited about this. I like this.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. First poll is probably going to be about stress. But also we might play with these two little sound changes to make sure we're actually getting the environment we need. So if not, it'll be about that. I don't know. But wow. Okay. Listen, there were a lot of hang-ups. There were a lot of freezes. It took a while for us to get into it. And frankly, there was a lot of dead air. But
we did it.
We did it. And I'm very excited about where this BAT language has started and where it's headed. So thank you all very much for joining. Please stay grammar. There's a lot of wind outside. Stay grammar. And yeah, we will see you next week.
Yay!
For a little bit of a smoother stream, I promise. Bye, everybody.
Bye.